Welcome to Brands Hatch in the Disaster. Now, I've chosen this car because we've had another BOP update and I want to see how this car performs and is it still competitive in the grand scheme of things. So, we are starting off in position 17. Had a bit of a poor start to the race thanks to the car in front forgetting to actually start. One car has gone gravel castle building and we're right up behind Fuzzy on up in front. Turn 2 is as chaotic as ever because we are on a short race. Short races are an absolute bane in Forza Motorsport. As I've been racing all evening and I've yet to find one race where I'm not being absolutely ploughed into a corner, ploughed into another car, or then the penalty system blaming me for getting ploughed into another car. So yeah, this is one of the cleaner races overall. I'm not too sure Fuzzy on up in front agrees because they have a 2-second penalty. Thing is, like I say, the penalty system is when everybody collides with each other, it gets a bit confused and it just picks a random person to blame, I reckon, because it has no idea what it's doing, rather than actually blaming the instigator of the start of the collisions. But I will digress and move on because we are up to position 11 right now. Absolutely making gains on everybody, which is brilliant. I mean, Fuzzy on is pretty much dragging me through, let's be honest here. It's great to see a Ford Focus in the race as well as another Astra. Right, Mercedes has gone spinning around and there is a song about that. I am choosing not to sing it. Pennzoil, Vauxhall up in front, and because you have a Vauxhall, I'm going to give you a little bit of a love kiss to get you going a little bit better. Didn't really plan out all that well, so we're going to try and slip up the inside here, and an absolute beautiful move made right there. We are up to position 8. Wow, we actually took a few people over. Braking a little bit late into this one and accelerating out the other side, coming down the hill. Fuzzy on up in front is 0.7, 0.6 seconds away. So I've got to try and at least keep up with them within the 2-second time period. Unless I manage to collect another penalty, which is anything's possible, let's be honest. You know, the penalty system has been quite ruthless lately. Let me know what your experience is since update 21 and how the penalty system is behaving, because to me I find it a bit more aggressive than it once was, especially for off tracks and pixels over the line. It seems to really punish you for that one, to be honest. Anyway, Fuzzy on is having some fuzziness with the cars up in front and trying to make a way through. I'm just sitting back here watching it all unfold and hopefully I can pick up the pieces after that. Bongo up in front, 1996 went off track and came back on, which put Fuzzy on into a situation. I'm in the wrong position for an overtake here. Thus, me and Fuzzy are pretty much compromising this corner. This corner is kind of funky. You don't want to really be too wide through there. It's not optimal, and the banking works against the car. So it really is easy to go gravel castle building there. And that, on the other side, is an absolute beast when you get into it. It just sucks you in, and getting out of it is even more fun, let's be honest. So yeah, it's best not to go off track there. Right, coming down here now for lap 3. Fuzzy on is really trying to get through Bongo 1996 in the Audi. And I think this may well be, yep, that's definitely their opportunity right there. Now it's my turn to try and follow through and not let Fuzzy on get away whilst also trying to get past Bongo here. I mean, this car is not the fastest in the straight line. In the slipstream, it is happy to keep up with a lot of other cars. It is absolutely brilliant, although my tune can make it a little bit sketchy, but we have gone up the inside of Bongo there and pretty much dominated that. So we have taken our position. So I mean about a bit sketchy is sometimes in the slower corners, or if you brake a little bit late, the back end can and will want to overtake you sometimes. So yeah, bear that one in mind, but the tune is absolutely brilliant. I'll say it handles extremely well. One of the great things about the Disaster, its handling capabilities is really just a work of art. It's a brilliant car. It just lacks in the power department. Thus, you can see Fuzzy on managing to get away, but thankfully we're almost 2 seconds away from Bongo. Again, not the fastest, but it's a car that once you got it up to speed, it can carry itself through the corners. Thus, that's where you make your time up. So yeah, braking at the one board there, down in second gear, turning in a little bit too early there, and then accelerating out the other side, getting that power on, coming downhill, looking out for the 100 board there, touching the brakes down in second gear, kissing the curb on the left, onto the green pad on the right. Just make sure you don't put two wheels on it, and away we go. Fuzzy on is now 1.5 seconds away, 1.6 seconds away. This corner is not a strong point of mine, but I didn't go gardening either, like the car did in front. But the latter section of the track is where myself starts to shine, as well as this car, because we're sending it up here now. Touching the brakes down in fourth gear, 100 miles per hour through this corner, onto the curb here, flat out down here. As soon as you get to 100 board, touch the brakes down in third gear, over the curb as much as you can. Try not to cut it, accelerating out the other side. You see we're already a second up on our best lap. Down in third gear here, cut in this corner as much as you dare to do so. Flat out down to the 100 board and braking down to third gear or second gear, whatever you have your ratio set at, and accelerate out the other side. 1.24 seconds to 8, sorry, better than our best lap time. So we're going to be setting at like a 133, I reckon, maybe 132. How did this last corner compare? We set at 133.266, which is really, really good actually. Coming around here now, not the best of entries, but accelerating up the hill we go. Braking at 100 board down second gear. Fuzzy on is now again stuck behind somebody. Another Audi typically, and hopefully if Fuzzy and that Audi start battling a little bit, we may be able to claw the lost time in number one. Oh, I think Fuzzy's got through. Okay, so we have another Audi to overtake. No problem. Coming out of here now, we're going to have a great bit of slipstream down this back run, so hopefully that will close the door to oblivion up in front. Coming down here now, looking out for the 100 board, knocking it in the fourth gear, touching the brakes, 100 miles per hour, kissing the curb on the right, onto the curb on the left. Beautiful. Down the third gear here, cutting this corner as much as you can. And then look at that run I got out of there now. So I'm going to stick my nose up the inside here. And pretty much just going to try. I was going to try and make that corner work. But it really didn't happen, let's be honest. I didn't want to cause a collision. Although Oblivion could have given more space. It's just easier if I back out and try again later. Coming around here now. A little bit slow. Turning in a little bit early. But it can be funky, that corner. If you get a bit of aero washing the car up in front, it can really push you off that track. And I'd rather play on the side of caution than lose my ability to drive a car. Coming around here now. Brilliant. Oblivion had a bit of a moment. And I've gone up the inside here. Down the second gear. Turning in. Kissing the curb. Really parking on the apex so they can't do the cut through or the switcheroo. And out the other side we go. Now I need to try and catch up those 2 seconds from Fuzzy on up in front. And I think that might be another battle they are having. And hopefully if that is the case, I can capitalize upon that again. Not my finest of corners this one here, but out the other side we go. Would it be kind of nice to be behind a car that had a bit of slipstream, thus pulling me through a little bit quicker. But I guess it wasn't going to happen. I mean, we are on P6, which is actually quite good considering from where we started. Coming through here, a little bit sketchy. Tyres are actually starting to show their age now. Braking at 100 board there. Yes, to the curb on the right, onto the curb on the left. 2.1 seconds away from Fuzzy on up in front. Hopefully we can make this work. Could have cut that corner a little bit more. Dust up in front as I Am Rizzler went off track. That's actually kind of a dodgy corner to go off track as well. If you go too deep into it, it eats you alive, and if you go on it for too long, the penalty system likes to hammer you for it. Coming around here now, 1.1 second penalty from Rizzler up in front. I don't think we'll be able to close that 1.1 second, and I don't think we're within 2 seconds of Fuzzy on, annoyingly. But we are crossing the line in position 6. And actually, looking at our lap times, we're doing very, very well. Quite far up the board. The best is a 133.024, and we're 2 times off that. So, absolutely brilliant. But let's get over to our next race, which is at Le Mans. But before we start, I'd like to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which are Jeffrey Anderson, Andy Good, Sigmatic, DMC Motorsport, Daniel Adams, Crazy A, AK47, and Sapphire. Thank you guys ever so much for supporting the channel. And if you enjoy what you're watching here, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Let's get on to Le Mans. Now, this isn't exactly the most optimal track for the Disaster, considering it's not exactly the fastest car in the world, and it's certainly not the fastest car in the world when you stall on the line. Thank you to the cars behind for giving me a bump start. That is actually very much appreciated. Oh dear me, I can't believe I stalled on the line. Well, there we go. It happens to the best of us. And yeah, that's all I can say to that. Right, coming up here now, breaking into this corner, everybody is everywhere. I'm surrounded by fart cans. That's all I can say. Butterflies up on the radar screen, and that's the last thing you want to be as part of a sandwich, especially a fart can sandwich. So, oh my gosh, what is that going on? Right, double pole. How on earth is that my fault? The back end? Where's he going? So I got a penalty for being rear-ended and into the back of Plastic Sabre, and the car having a moment by itself. That's fine, whatever. 0.5 seconds, whatever. Not that safety rating means anything anyway. My gosh. This is what I mean about the penalty system. It just has no clue what to do, but just, you know what? Blame you for being rear-ended and hitting the car in front. Anyway, we have Trained 833 behind us. Is looking to make a move. And I'm breaking a little bit late into this corner now. And I think they're going to cut me in. Ooh! Oh, the back end decided to keep turning. That's what I mean. If you break a little bit late in this car and you go a bit too far with it, it does like to bite you back and let you know you've been an absolute idiot. So, no harm, no foul. We are in position 8. And we have another fart can trying to overtake us. Which is good news, really, because they're actually pretty fast in a straight line. Thus, I can get a bit of slipstream. And let's be honest, this car needs as much slipstream as it can get. So, braking at the scaffolding on the right hand side, down to third gear, turning in, down to second gear, coming a little bit hot, tyres are a bit cold. I haven't got much heat in them, so the cornering ability is low. Thankfully, we are 0.8 seconds away from Precast Zulu 4614. I don't think we're gaining though, but they also have a 1 second penalty. Braking down to second gear here, turning in, turning a little bit too early, and accelerating out the other side. Now we have a Bano behind us, who is also 0.8 seconds away with 0.5 second penalty. I'm 0.8 seconds away from the car up in front, so it's going to be a battle of who has the minuscule of slipstreams to try and make a difference here, because if I can grab the slipstream of the car up in front, which looks like I'm just about there, it's pulling me away from the car behind. Yes, it's working a treat. There we go. 0.7 from the car in front, 0.9 from the car behind. Braking down to third gear here and turning in. Accelerating out to the side. 1 Honda Civic, 2 Honda Civic, and a wall that span them around. Braking at the second sign left, turning in, accelerating out to the side. Now we are behind Plastic Sabre up in front, who is 0.5 seconds away. Looks like I'm going to get a much better run out of that corner than they did. Bano behind is looking to make a move. I do believe they are in a link. Actually, a link is a car you don't really see on the track very often. So hit that like button if you would like me to try out the link next time around. Pepsi Man has absolutely sent it through there and put me to shame. Let's be honest, I think they may be on soft tyres, absolutely balls to the wall, giving it everything it's got, and I just don't have that capability in the Disaster. But we are now right behind Trained 8, and I think we're going to have a much better run than they are. Look at that. Going up the outside here, getting really close. Contact has been made because space is no longer given. And it's going to be a case of another hit there. Thank you ever so much. Who's going to back out of this corner? Because I'm not. And they did. So there we go, another position gained. We are in P6 right now. That's the first time I'd like to point out that I didn't back out of a corner when the car was slightly in front. Yeah, I thought, you know what, just send it and hope. Because it's been a bit rough this evening with all the collisions of turn 1, turn 2, and everybody thinking they win by turn 1 in a short race. So yeah, my patience has whittled away. Now right behind Double Poe up in front, who has got a 0.9 penalty, who is 0.7 seconds away. Really, I've got to close this gap because we're coming down this back straight. That the fart can is going to be a lot quicker than myself, and I need a slipstream of said fart can. We're coming through here now, right behind them. Absolutely brilliant. And away we go down this back straight for our final lap. I mean, that car is obnoxiously loud. It sounds awful. You know what? When you're driving it, you don't have the same sense of this car sounds crap. But being behind it, yeah, it's definitely awful. Really, actually, maxing out this Astra here because we're about to hit the rev limit, 165. And yeah, running out of road. And I'd rather brake a little bit earlier than not face the hut to my right hand side again. Double Poe did a move on Bano up in front. So we are now 0.5 seconds away. Trained Ape is almost 4 seconds away behind us. And thankfully, I haven't collected another penalty. So away we go down here now. I'm actually think I'm losing pace here. Because I know it's still saying 0.5 seconds away. But I'm not 0.4. No, I'm clawing him in ever so slightly. Breaking out the scaffolding on the right hand side, down to third gear here, then down to second gear, nice and tight into this corner, getting that power as early as possible, and away we go. That poor Golf up in front is not going to know what's about to hit them in a minute because Bano and Double Poe and myself are very competitive by the looks of it. Although I am not part of the party at the moment, doesn't mean I can't be introduced at any moment. Oh dearie me. 0.7 seconds away from the cars up in front, which is not good news. Now, the fart can has gone and crashed into Bano. Smuggler 1986 up in front is now a part of a sandwich I don't think they would like to be. And I'm right behind everybody watching what is about to happen. Double Poe has made a clean pass. Bano has made a clean pass. The Golf is trying to figure out where to be. And I've got a really good run on myself. So do you know who I'm going to follow? Bano. Because who doesn't love a good old Pepsi livery? Get out of the way. I'm coming through here. And giving Bano a little bit of a kiss because there's no way I'm helping a fart can. And thankfully the Golf backs out. I send it through. And this is going to get heated at the moment. Way. So up the inside of Bano we go. Braking at this board here. Down to second gear. Turning in. And accelerating out the other side. Bano does get a better exit than myself. And Double Poe actually did really well on the exit. So I'm going to let Bano have this position. They also have a 0.5 second penalty. So unless they get another one, we're going to have to be neck and neck as we cross the line. And I don't think that is going to be the case. Sadly, braking at the sign here. Down to 5th gear. Cutting in. Knocking it down to 4th gear, back end, going wide. And there we go, 0.5 second penalty for my back end stepping over the line. Thank you ever so much. Really gained time there as the car up in front gained way more than I did. So whatever, penalty system and stewards. And look at that, right? No penalty is given to Bano going a mile off the track. Yeah, makes sense. Great one. Thank you, stewards. Obviously, I didn't give you enough biscuits today, so I do apologise about that. I will bring some custard creams in next week for you. Coming across here now, we are finishing the race, actually, oh my gosh, in position 4. And amazing race overall. Our lap times weren't too bad either. Best lap time 4:25, best lap time AI 4:23. Quite a few people did quit the race. But yeah, it was a full lobby and it was a brilliant race. So thank you all for watching. See you all next time. Goodbye.